Hey guys, what's going on? EndgameWarrior here, and we're back on Diablo 3. This time we are checking out the Demon Hunter. The fun you guys are going to have with this one. This is another fresh level 70 build for, of course, Demon Hunters. Basically, what this one's going to be focusing around is sentries. And you're probably asking me, for those who are brand new, what are sentries? Well, they're these little toys that you're going to throw out as a demon hunter. Now, be warned, this is not a tank build, this is a complete glass cannon. Every demon hunter is a glass cannon, so positioning is key. So you will see me probably run around and roll in and out of battles just like that. So don't be sitting there thinking, oh, I'm doing something wrong, blah blah blah. No, it's Demon Hunters require positioning to do the best damage and to survive. They are basically a staple of the saying, you don't do damage when you're dead. And just like always, going right through, you'd see the old gear that I have on it. I was too lazy to put in the storage, but I've basically knocked myself down to gear you would pick up. They're not gemmed, not enchanted. If you look, my Paragon points are reset. Cayenne's cube is fully reset to stuff that won't affect the build at all. Now, let's go on to the good stuff, the stuff that makes this build pop. So that is the skills. For this build, we're going to be running Evasive Fire with Focus, Shock Ram with Twin Shock Rams, Sentries with Spitfire Turret, Volt with Tumble, Preparation with Punishment, Companion with Wolf Companion, and for your passives, Ambush, Awareness, Ballistics, and Custom Engineering. Now, after going through all this list, you're probably asking yourself, Endgame, why are you running Focus, which is a cold move, on a fire build? Well, the simple fact is, Evasive Fire and Focus is the highest hatred generator for Demon Hunters. You'll find it on any build out there. It doesn't matter what damage they're doing. You'll always find this build. Find this build for this build because it's so powerful in how much you build up, and it's got its own cone effect where you see here all those strikes, everything within that cone will be building up hatred, and that's the key part of this build, is dumping your hatred meter and filling it back up. Now, probably sitting there now going, okay, Twin Chakra Rams, why are you running this over everything else? Well, simple. It does the most damage with the least amount of cost. So, it's basically the best you can get right now. Once you start getting actual gear pieces that will help with the build even better, you can start switching this out for things like Cluster and all that. Twin Chakra Rams, last tongue twister, is basically the biggest amount of damage because of the fact that throws out a major AoE. And you see I'm running low pretty quick, but I am not losing much hatred. And it will be dealing a shit ton of damage as it goes through. Next, Sentries with Spitfire Turrets. These guys will help you destroy things, and basically you'll be positioning these up and about so that they're constantly throwing out the rockets, they're constantly dealing damage, you've got them behind your Twin Shock Rams, and you're just basically dealing as much damage to whittle down your Rift bosses, heavy elites, whatever you can find. Volt with Tumble is basically you get out of dodge free. Like I said earlier, Demon Hunters are really weak when it comes to taking hits, so positioning is key. And being able to correct that positioning is as simple as just rolling from one place to another. Which is basically all doing. Yes, it does take discipline to use this move, but in the end, it parents itself out. Next, preparation with punishment. We're running this setup so that you can basically constantly spam your chakrams. And being able to restore your hatred at the cost of discipline really helps, so it keeps you constantly just dishing out damage. There is, for those who absolutely do not like the preparation, you can always go with, where's it here? Try to find Endgame, you're not prepared. So, there it is. You can always go with Vengeance and Seath to deal more damage over time, as well as getting a little bit of hatred per second. But for those who are brand new and don't know much about the game, preparation does great. It's a short cooldown, so you're not waiting much on it. And it really helps out with your Chakram and your Spitfire traits. Next, Companion with Wolf Companion. Now, I'm running Wolf because I like the crit damage buff that gives you. If you're still having a hatred generating problem, go with Bat. That will help you constantly keep your hatred generation at a nice constant flow. And also gives you a second buff where it's like, okay, spam your chakrams, I'm getting low, you pop your preparation, okay, I'm still getting too low, you pop your companion, and it gives you time until your preparation comes off cooldown. So you can run back companion. I chose Wolf Companion because I like the increased damage. Faster I kill things, the better off it is. And plus also looks good. Like, look at the little puppy right there. Alright. Now onto the passives. Ambush. As it says right there, deal additional 40% damage to enemies above 75% health. That is huge. That is almost insane. With how strong Demon Hunters can get, this kind of buff can one-shot almost anything. So having it in this build will help you melt targets down and just pick off the weaker ones as you go through. Now, I'm running Awareness, maybe because, like I said, Demon Hunters are squishy. If you take the right hit at the wrong time, you're going to die. And what Awareness does is basically gives you that, okay, you screwed up, here's half your life back, but don't screw up again. So this is basically your get out free card, so you're not constantly, okay, I rolled, oh crap, he's got something there, boom, I'm dead. No, it's going to be more, oh crap, I rolled, okay, now I can get out, reposition, and not make that mistake again. And 60 seconds isn't really that long. It does feel like an eternity on some occasions, but you don't even notice it when it's on cooldown. Like, yeah, it'll pop, probably die once or twice, but with how often this is going to be this probably will proc on the higher torments, not so much the lowers. You probably sit there and do the entire thing and look down at your buff bar and be like, oh, this procced. I didn't even know. That, or you probably died twice, but in reality died like 50 times because this just kept proccing for you. Next, Ballistics. Increase the damage of rockets by 100%. Your Spitfire turrets are going to be launching rockets, so increasing the damage does really help. Sorry about that. It does really help in the sense that you can drop these sentries in the middle of the mobs and they'll just go to town on them. And the fact that this is going to be shooting out homing rockets at 120% weapon damage plus 100% makes it even better. Also, the added effect is additionally have a 25% chance to fire homing rockets for 150% weapon damage when you attack. That is huge because you're basically turning yourself into a walking sentry at that point. And to continue with the sentry theme, custom engineering increases your maximum sentries to charges to 3. That is huge because that allows you to pop down 3 of these beautiful toys in conjunction with why am I saying in conjunction? So basically you're dealing bonus damage with all of these out, so you get the 100% off this one, 100% off this one, 100% off this one. Plus you're dealing 25% on 150% weapon damage for rockets just on this, so that's a lot of rocket damage coming out. So yeah, that's it for the skills as we talked about. You guys see that I have basically nerfed myself right down to nothing. We're at Torment 1 as always. And as always, we are going to New Tristram, and we're going to Halls of Agony level 3 to test this build out right in front of you guys. The loading screen. And here we go now. Key thing with this one is you want the... Oop, you can see there I goofed. The key thing there is you want to have the biggest weapon that has the slowest attack speed. See right there? Mainly so you can keep casting shock rounds. You can see they're trying to do shit, but the chakra rounds are just melting everything out of the way. I miss my movement speed. You can see there I got a strangler right there. But I'm constantly moving out of the way. I can see more coming. Rolling, positioning turrets to hit them. Popping my preparation. And yeah, this build might look like it's just you retreating a bunch of times. But that's the thing with early damage with demon hunters. You need to be able to choose your fights. And the fact that you're also so very, very squishy doesn't really help. Like, I don't want to let these guys try and hit me. Just to show how much damage you do get hit. Let's see if I get hit by this guy. Come on. Hit me. You can see they're doing a fair bit of damage in the end. And you see we pull a group of elites. Just kite them around. And you can just see those numbers of the chakrams just hit it. And just making everything just melt. Hit me. Another troublemaker trying to hit me right there. It's just this is basically all it is to the build. You're just dodging, just trying to get out of the way of everything, and just throwing your chalk rounds. Yeah, that's not the most damaging build you'll see pop out of the Demon Hunters, and this is probably the weakest build you've seen me do yet. Next to the Witch Hunter. So, the Witch Hunter. Yeah, that's endgame. Let's make new classes. The Witch Doctor. But still, for beginners, it does its thing. And we'll go back to town, and we'll go over the gems and stuff you can put in this to make this really pop, as well as items to really help this build out even further. I want us to get through all this. I'm so not used to producing this little damage to this character. And there you go, he died. And we'll head back to town. We'll go over some stuff to make this build actually pop a little better. Okay. Once this loading screen hurries up. And we're back New Tristram. Okay. Things that'll make this build pop even better. Let's first talk about your Paragon points. Okay, as always, you want to hit 25% on your movement speed. Easy way to find out what you said is go into your details, scroll all the way down. You can see right there, I'm at 0 movement speed, so when I put this in, put in maximum movement speed, there you go, it's set at 25%, rest goes right into dexterity. Make yourself hit as hard as possible. Offenses, as you can see, you do have a fair bit of cooldown with the preparation and the animal companions, as well as the sentries when you run out. So as you're leveling, max that out. Then you go your crits. I always like damage over crit chance, then your attack speed. For defenses, always go resist all. Elemental damage is the bane of any character, so being able to tank it out does help a bit. Then go life, and then either armor or life regeneration. I've been preferring armor lately, mainly for those who can sweep in and physically hit you. And then for utilities, always life on hit, be able to regenerate life back to mitigate the damage is always a great thing. Then for this particular build, resource cost reduction, always a big one. Then area damage, finally gold find at the end. For your gems, I highly recommend the emeralds for your, basically for everything that's not your weapon, your helm. Sorry, everything including your weapon and helm. To get 1, the increased dexterity, and 2, the increased crit. And for those situations like this, your quivers count as others, so you can throw a dexterity gem in there as well to get the damage increase. For your helm, always gonna be using the diamond there for the increased cooldown reduction. Really big. Legendary gems, if you do decide to run them, I highly recommend Bane of the Powerful, Bane of the Trapped, and Zeiss Stone of Vengeance. Both help this build out greatly. Bane of the Trap basically increases damage against enemies under control of pairing effects. And when that's at 25, rank 25, you do the increased movement, reduces the movement speed with enemies within 50 yards. So basically anything that gets close to you takes the increased damage. Bane of the Powerful just increases your damage against elites. Zeiss Stone is the biggest one though. The further away you are, the more damage you do. So you get maximum 30% increase right there, so there's where a lot of the damage comes. Now for gear pieces that really make this build pop. The biggest one, for sure, has to be your Bombardier's rucksack. You can see right there, you may have 2 additional sentries. That means instead of having 3 out once, you can have 5. So you can see how much that would increase. Another thing would be the Marauder set here. Basically everything there works towards your sentries, and it allows you to have all your companions out, so that'll be great. And yeah, that's basically it. Another cool thing about this build, this allows you to go direct to actually play directly into the full Marauder build style. It doesn't matter if you're running, doesn't matter if you're all running the Chakram variation of the build, the multi-shot variation, or the cluster version. You can see there with the Manticore. They're all very powerful, and they're all very easy to transition to with this build. It is, as you can tell, it's not the best damage, but it's a good start to get into these high damage builds. Builds like this one with the Manticore or whatever you're going to be running. And yeah, that is it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video for being the weakest one of that I popped out for you guys. But if you did enjoy it, please leave a like down below. It really helps. Also, in the comments down below, leave a suggestion of a build you want me to check out. If there's something out there that I've done, or even if I've done something wrong in my past builds or in this build, let me know in the comments down below. Feedback always helps. As well as suggest other builds you'd like to see me do. Also, feel free to subscribe for future entertainment, which will be anything from the near future coming on. And that's pretty much about it. So, I will see you guys next time. Later!